Every time we book a trip with a local guide on WhatsApp and have to like go to a small airport somewhere in the middle of nowhere, we always hope that when we land, somebody will show up. And today, someone did. Today we have Maraf, our guide, and we have Getch, our trusty driver. Yeah. We just picked up a new passenger. This is Bergi, right? Bergi. And he's our scout, so it's not because it's dangerous or anything like that. It's just in certain regions of Ethiopia, it's just like that. You just pick up a scout, extra safety, extra security, it's all good. So for the next few days, we'll be exploring the Omo Valley part of Ethiopia, a very culture-rich area of the country. And our tour starts by paying a visit to the Mursi Tribe. The Mursi Tribe are about 15,000 in the country, making them one of the second less populated tribe of Ethiopia, and they live in around 30 different villages.
So the main thing that they grow here is something called sorghum, and basically they can make like a bread out of it as well, but they prefer making a beer because it kind of serves two purposes. You have your liquid and it's kind of thick, so you still get full from it as well. So from the top, you get the seed and then you grind it down into a flour.
So the same crop that they're using for the bread and the beer, apparently the middle is also kind of sugar cane. So they just chew on it as well for the juice.
So yeah, when you eat it, like it's almost more like, well, it's like a sugar cane, but it almost has more of like a cucumbery, like light taste to it. So behind me is actually kind of like a structure of the house. So basically the women build the houses here, and the kids right now are practicing and they're learning how to build it. So that's why there's a smaller scale one here, kind of like the bones or structure of the house. There's the skeleton of the house, and then it's grass laid over top to make the rest.
Oh, that was very interesting. So the man living in this house was telling us a little bit about his story through our translator, obviously. So he has so far 3 wives, 10 children. He's planning on marrying another 3 wives and have another 10 children. In these kind of hut, they can have up to 10 people living there. But since they're polygamous, only 1 wife per tent, basically. So this man right now has 3 different wives, so 3 different huts. So the scarification has 2 different meanings. One is simply like decoration for beauty, but the other one actually has a deeper meaning. So here he has 3 different circles. The first one is when he first killed a buffalo. The middle one is a lion, and the smaller one is a cheetah. And in the culture here, actually killing those animals is a sign of strength. It means that you can get a better woman, and also gives you a status in the tribe.
So the women here, starting at age 15, they actually start piercing their lip and it starts expanding. So these plates here are actually lip plates, and they started this way back when the women were actually being abducted. So they're basically trying to make the women ugly and kind of not appealing to be abducted. Now though, it is actually a sign of beauty. So the bigger the plate that you can have in your lip, the more beautiful that you are.
Thank you. It was very interesting. Tracy, I don't think we had time to appreciate
I haven't
her
even
face
seen mine.
painting. There you go.
Oh, there we go. You finally saw it.
Something super funny, when I was with the men beside the hut talking about their scarring, I asked the guy, how do you kill like a buffalo and a lion? Because they have like those long spear, and I'm sure that back in the days that's what they were doing, but then he told me Kalashnikov, which is like pretty much an assault rifle, so different. Bargi, what do you think? Is it good?
Yeah,
Looks good?
good.
Thank you, Berkey. So now we have about 2.5 hours from Jinka to Turmi, but it wouldn't be a road trip without road trip snacks.
But first, let's have a drink.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to Turmi.
Every time I look at myself in the camera, I kind of forget that I have face paint. But hey, we're almost at the lodge after 2.5 hours driving on dirt roads. And yeah, we're gonna have a little dinner here, even though it's a little bit late for us to have dinner. It's almost like 10 p.m., but I can't refuse, you know, good Ethiopian meal. We have a St. George, so cheers.
So we're tired, it's late, we're gonna hop in the shower, but before we do so, I'll just show you where we're at. So we're at Burska Lodge, and this is actually included in the package. So we have a bed with a net, which is absolutely needed. This is the first time we've seen a fan, so very excited over that because it's a little hot. And then little living space, and then bathroom. Everything we need. I'm gonna take a nice shower.
And wash your face.
And wash my face.
So today was great. I love these kinds of experience over any other kinds of travel. But if you thought that today was cool, just wait tomorrow. Tomorrow's the true adventure.
Got more going on tomorrow.
Tracy needs to go to bed.
There you go, bud.
Good morning. We slept quite well, and now we're gonna have a nice little Ethiopian breakfast before getting back on the road.
Everyone seems to get a little surprised whenever we order like national dishes for breakfast. But to be honest, we really prefer them over top of just like pancakes, normal omelet, things like that. So we're gonna continue to do that.
Hey, why are you guys wearing the same shirt? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's because they're very nice and comfortable, and you can get your own at adventureseekers.store. You're welcome. Just on time.
Yeah.
Before we start our day, that was actually perfect. We're gonna have a street coffee. You guys know that David doesn't like coffee, but he
But I
can't
love
resist.
I love experiences.
Yeah.
So I never say no. Oh. That's gonna
And Ethiopian coffee is so strong.
That's gonna
too,
keep
that-
me up for like days. I'm gonna be honest, like this is not the worst coffee I've ever had though. Back on the road. So we just arrived at a village of the Karo people. They live along the Omo River, which is the second longest river after the Nile. And it actually ends up in Lake Turkana, which is mainly in Kenya. So yes, we are very, very close to the Kenyan border right now. And the name of their tribe actually means fish eater, because since they live very close to the Omo River, they mainly eat fish. So the Karo tribe is actually the smallest tribe in terms of number. They are just under 8,000 people, living mainly in 3 different villages. So in every of those 3 villages, there's hundreds and hundreds of people. I've been to many tribes around Africa, and this is the largest village I've ever seen. Fun? Yeah. There's nothing like a good old Instagram filter to break the ice.
So if you see someone who has their ear kind of cut like that, it actually means that they're married. So it's a type of ring, like a permanent ring, and yeah, symbolizes their marriage.
Let me tell you that this is not something I thought I would be doing today. They have a pool table. So the way they play pool is a little bit different than what I'm used to. Normally one person has the half, the other one has the full. But here they play in order and they don't break the bunch at the beginning. They just align them on the side of the table. And so far I'm losing. New videographer, that's good. If she says something not correct, you tell her. Really? Okay, Tracy, tell us.
So this school was actually built in December of 2008. It was built by Save the Children Norway, and they actually have teachers from the community and from outside the community because they keep the same like curriculum kind of like across Ethiopia.
Is she right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So sometimes when we come to these places, we just never know like how you're going to be received because you kind of feel like you're intruding sometimes. But just to let you know, like include it in the package, like you pay basically to come here and photography fees and everything like that. So you're good to do whatever. But I have to say they really did welcome us here and just kind of treated us like we were part of them, sat and played pool and and we're able to play like soccer and stuff, so I don't know, it was a really nice experience. Okay, so normally we would leave this on, however, we're going to another tribe after this, so I just feel weird wearing different tribe things to different tribes, so we're gonna reset.
One of the younger guys was actually super interested by the camera and I gave it to him for a while, and actually some of the clips that you'll see in this vlog were from him, so future videographer there. So now we're going back to Turmi for lunch, hang out a little bit, and then another tribe.
So we see these a lot, and normally the hotter the climate, the higher the termite mound is. And I have to say, this is the highest one that we've ever seen.
Perfect. All that 13 photo. Every time there's a cool driving shot, that's me staying back, and then I have to run and catch the truck back. Just arrived at a little local restaurant for lunch. There's no better place to have Ethiopian food than straight on the side of the road. This is as local as it gets. So right now we are in Turmi. This is a small town in the southern part of Ethiopia. Most people here actually belong to the Hamar Tribe. The Hamar Tribe is the largest tribe in Ethiopia, over 65,000 of them. The Turmi town basically is used for market, clinic, schools and things like that, while most people actually still live in small villages around the area. And this is actually where we're going to spend the night tonight, in one of those villages.
So anywhere that you see a stick with a bucket on top, it basically means a local bar. Welcome home.
One of the women of the village came and picked up Tracy, and I think she's going for a makeover. Wow.
So when we first arrived, we were kind of chatting about the culture and everything, and then I was invited to try on the women's clothing. So this, I think, is a traditional dress.
I think this is supposed to go in these
Yeah.
two. Thank you. That's teamwork right there. That little goat is just trying to, like, get some milk, but they're milking at the same time. So baby there is like, I'm gonna take care of that.
So basically too, when the sun starts setting, that's when they bring all the animals back, because I have like houses here for the animals, so that way they're protected overnight. Oh, and this is home for the night. So this little boy is basically learning to walk, and he's taking some of his first steps, and it is so dang cute.
It's so cool. Across the many village we've visited during this tour, a lot of people, when they see the camera, they want me to take their photo just so they can see it on the screen, and they're always like super impressed, but it makes for some beautiful photos. So here she's making a local beer called Percy, and just beside me, those kids are having a lot of fun with Tracy's phone. Now we're gonna sit down and relax, watch the fire, while everyone else is watching us.
Pretty much. The stars are absolutely gorgeous. There is zero light pollution here, and it's just making them all come out. The sky is clear. Oh man, I'm loving it.
What a night. So this is one of the traditional food. It's called morga, and it's actually made from sorghum, which is one of the main crop that they cultivate. Very good. It's very like a wheaty. For a familiar taste, we kind of taste like Weetabix.
Yeah. That's actually exactly what it tastes like.
Just in case you're dying to know what those kids do at night, well, they make a fire, catch bugs, and throw them in the fire. That's what they do around here. Good morning. This village is like truly asleep for just a few hours because these rooster, they start screaming at 3:58 in the morning.
There was a goat that kept screaming at some point.
So we didn't sleep much, but it was an adventure.
We knew we would.
I liked it.
just like me, start the day with coffee. And they actually serve it in a calabash, basically like a skin of it. And here they actually use the shell of the coffee bean. So if you'll see like the shell inside, they boil it and they make a tea out of it that way.
So I'm no coffee connoisseur, but it's basically like almost like a tea from coffee. It's a very, very light coffee. I personally like this over real coffee. I don't know what the older man was telling the rest of the people in the hut, but it's just like beautiful to see like 10, 11, 12 people just sitting in silence, just listening to whatever story he was telling them. I'm not sure why, but he really wants me to run. Little morning run. It's very healthy. Ah, he's got some room. So as we walked beside another hut, they invited us for coffee. Apparently it's rude to say no, so look at me, I'm at my second coffee this morning. It's so funny to me because as we walk through the village, there is like multiple huts, and everyone in the hut this morning is having coffee. But we were just like a few hundreds of kilometers south of the border with the Samburus. When we showed up with coffee, some of them had never had coffee in their entire life. So it's just like a few hundred kilometers, completely different culture. Too much coffee for me.
So.
So we just stopped at a little place on the side of the road once again to get some food before our long drive back to Jinka. I'm hungry.
Me too.
Here you never know what you're gonna find on the side of the road. I bet you weren't expecting that.
No, neither were you.
So what an adventure. Trust me, it's always a pleasure for us to be able to like see, experience, and better understand other culture that seems so far from what we know.
And honestly, like the communities, they welcomed us with open arms, and like it was just absolutely fantastic. On that point too, it's actually kind of giving back to the local communities as well, because there is a fee that you're paying when you go there, and photography fees and everything like that. So it's not like you're just going there and exploiting kind of.
No. It's a full-on business. Like it's part of their daily lives. Like they receive tourists like us, like on a daily, not necessarily on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis. So it is actually encouraged because it does help the communities. Yeah. So otherwise, we're gonna put the link down below of the guys that we've used. They are 100% Manny approved. Those guys were the best. Great driver, amazing guide. Yeah. They truly made this experience extra special. So once again, all their information are going to be down below with prices and everything that you need to know. Yeah.
Now let's get back on the road and head to the airport.
we had a public while we're doing that. Cheers. Thank you so much, guys. It was a great trip. Getch, great driver. Maraf, one of the best guides we've had. Highly recommend these guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
And with the last beer, we'll see you guys
in the next one.